Making tax digital is going to be a huge change for landlords, and that's why they've set up the MTD pilot, which allows landlords to join MTD early, start testing out the functionality in the testing phase where there are no penalties for late submission or incorrect figures. And it means that you can go live feeling really confident on not just the software, but on the process for submission. If you would like to join the MTD pilot, there are a couple of steps you need to take, and you can do most of these through your Hammock account. So what I want you to do is when you're logged into your Hammock account, you will now have an MTD tab on the left-hand menu. And if you go in here, this will give you lots of information about what Making Tax Digital is, what it represents, and what you need to do. But if you want to register for the MTD pilot and authorize your account, all you need to do is scroll down. First, you will see some prerequisites. These are things you're going to need to have and you're going to need to know in order to authorize and connect for HMRC. So the first thing you need is a government gateway login. And with that, you want to have your national insurance number on hand. Now, if you're going to sign up for the pilot, make sure you sign up for the correct year, because there are the test year for the MTD pilot runs for 25-26, and then go live is 26-27. So if you want to sign up for the pilot and actually test things, then make sure you sign up for 25-26. And then if you haven't already, you also must register for MTD for income tax. And there are links in your Hammock account to do so. It will take you straight through to the HMRC website and you can sign up and say you want to join the pilot. If you've already done that, then the next step is to authorize your Hammock account so that it is connected with your HMRC account so that you can make the submissions. So first, it will just ask you to confirm that you've completed the above steps so that you've signed up for Making Tax Digital for the beta and that you've signed up for the correct pilot year, which is 25-26. And if you tick both of those, when you submit, you will now have the ability to authorize your Hammock account. So all you need to do is just click Start Now. And the system will then take you through to the HMRC website where you just follow the steps. So we're just going to go through, and when we get to this stage, this is where you would sign in with your government gateway, and then you can follow the steps on screen. Once we've done that, we can now go into our Hammock account and actually start making some submissions. So now I'm going to jump into a Hammock account that I've already authorized. That means I've registered for the pilot, and I've authorized my Hammock account. And I'm now in my account, and you can see I'm currently on the properties page. Now, I've already done all of my bookkeeping. So if you're watching this video and you don't know how the bookkeeping works in Hammock, there are other videos you can find to help you with that, or you can join one of our free weekly training sessions. But for those of you who are up to speed and you've done your bookkeeping, you will see you've got all your figures in here against each property. Now, an important thing to know for this example is that these properties all have different ownership. So we have one property that's owned 50-50 between Mike and his wife Mary, which is connected to their joint ownership portfolio. So any transactions from this property is going to be split jointly across the two owners. Then Mike, he has his own property, so he's got this property connected to his portfolio, which he owns 100%. So everything for 25 New Church Road will feed through Mike's tax return. And then for 27 Swallow Close, that's actually owned by Mike's wife, Mary. So any transactions that they categorize to 27 Swallow Close will feed onto Mary's tax return. And that means when we go into the tax area, we will see tax statements, one for Mike and one for Mary, where Mike's has his 1.5 properties worth of income expenses and Mary's has her 1.5 properties. You'll also notice both of them have an MTD badge on their tax statement. That just means they've completed the steps I showed you previously. So they've both registered the pilot and they've both authorized themselves through Hammock. So as soon as you see the MD badge, you know you are ready to start making your submissions. So let's go in and have a look at Mike's tax statement. So come in here. The first thing we see now that we're registered for HMRC is our quarterly obligations. And if we wanted to submit the current quarter, which is Q2, all we need to do is go in and click Review and Submit. This will now take us through to a summary page, which has all the information I need for this quarter between April and October. You'll see all the income and expense categories that we're going to submit, and all of these numbers are clickable. So you can click on them first and make sure and do a review and make sure you're happy with your figures. And once you are, you just click Submit Quarterly Update. Now, because this is a joint ownership account, now that I've submitted for Mike, all I want to do is head back to tax area. And also submit for Mary. I would just go in, click View Details, head into Mary's tax statement, and follow the same 2 steps and submit for Mary. So I can submit for both Mike and Mary from the same license. So that is everything you need to know about making tax digital, and more importantly, joining the pilot. This really is a huge change for landlords, and my one piece of advice is get yourself onto the MTD pilot so you can actually test these submissions while there are no penalties for late submission and incorrect filing. You really want to make sure that you go into next year fully confident that you know what you're doing. So make sure your Hammock account is up to date with the bookkeeping, register for the MTD pilot, authorize your account and start making those submissions. And then everybody can move into next year feeling much more confident about how this whole process is going to work. And if you need any help along the way, Hammock's always here to help.